Lakers, Lakers, Lakers. More of the same. What up, Laker Nation? It's your boy Dtlf back with the post game recap. As the Lakers fall to the Warriors, 109 to 123. It's just a disgustingly ugly game. Look, this is why I kept saying preseason is crucial this year because it leaked over. We look like a team that hadn't been playing much together, and they look like a team that even though they took a whole first half off, they turned it on in the third quarter and basically won the game in the first quarter, in the third quarter. So, yeah, we get blown out in the second half, man. Third quarter from hell. We have a little mini phantom run in the fourth quarter, but there's a lot of things I didn't like that I do want to talk about. Very few things I did like. Um, Again, the Lakers just look disjointed. We look like we missed all of preseason, to be honest with you guys. Um, Turnovers, just stupid turnovers, to be honest. 21 turnovers again tonight. I keep telling you guys, this is going to be the key to our season. Yes, we have no shooting. And yes, Russell Westbrook doesn't fit the team, even though he still had 19 points and all of that. Look nice on the stat sheet. But the starting lineup was just atrocious from the beginning. It was never going to work. Patrick Beverly was out there doing what exactly? A lot of people were really excited when we got him, and I still want to see it. I'm not going to write him off just yet. He has a shot to bounce back versus the Clippers on Thursday. But man, this first game he was a no-show. It was basically like he was just running up and down, collecting fouls. He fouled Steph Curry in a couple of threes, and it was just horribly disappointing tonight. But I will say there was some silver linings. The silver linings were that the lineup that had Kendrick Nunn in it with Russell Westbrook, LeBron, AD, and what was it, Lonnie Walker? That lineup looked a lot better. So I do want to see what Coach Ham. I mean, he's already at his first test. We basically got blown out. We never had a shot in this game because the first half they were just toying with us. In the second half, they came out and played a little more serious. But this is more continuation of the disjointedness that this team had in preseason, and we not taking everything serious, guys. Look, the first half was much better for Anthony Davis, and then the second half we kind of went away from him. He ends up with 27 points, but he really should have had at least a 30-piece. LeBron James didn't have a great night, even though he ends up with 31 points, 14 rebounds. And again, on the stats, it looks great, and 8 assists. But he was inefficient. 3 for 10 from beyond the arc. The whole team shot like crap from beyond the arc. Russ played a little bit better in the second half, but again, 4 turnovers, too much. 5 for LeBron James, too much, and 3 for AD. Man, they combined for 12 turnovers from our 3 stars. We got to do better. They're basically averaging 4 apiece. We got to cut down on that for sure. Credit to the Warriors because, like I said, they took the first half off and then they put us away whenever they wanted to. But man, I hate watching the style of play that they play, which is a whole lot of 3-point shooting and some flopping. They get away with it. They got every single call. Curry was fouling the shit out of us when we drove to the lane and getting away with it. But he's the golden child of the NBA, so I expect that. Lakers got to play through this stuff, man. We can't allow this to rattle us. A lot of times we're complaining instead of getting back on the defensive end. I will get to the comment section right now. Let me just get all my points across. Again, we shoot 10 for 40. Why are we shooting 43 pointers if we're shooting 10 for 40 throughout the course of the game? That should have ended at like 25. In the first half, we were shooting atrocious. We shouldn't have continued that shit. But hey, we did, and we paid the price dearly. Free throw line, we only missed 6 free throws, but again, we only got to the line 25 times. Rebounds were even, surprisingly, even though we went small ball, but it's one of the few teams that you can get away with the small ball. I still don't like it. I still don't like the small ball stuff. It seems like their role players outshot the crap out of ours. I mean, Jermichael Green was the best role player in the game, and he's somebody who probably was a late addition to the roster. He's like an afterthought type player. But I mean, he's tough. He plays tough. He knocks down shots and all of that. So I'm not trying to discredit him. But I'm saying, man, look, the turnovers killed us 21. The shooting killed us 10 for 40. Come on, man. We got to be better. We only had 4 blocks, surprisingly. But again, points in the paint, 58. That should have been up by like the 80s, if I'm being honest with you guys. And overall, the Warriors are just a better team right now, if I'm being honest. But we have a chance here to bounce back versus the Stinkers on Thursday. If the Lakers, I want to see different lineups, man. Listen, the Patrick Beverly and Russell Westbrook did not work at all right? When they're on the floor, it was basically like we were playing 3-on-5. Both of their defense was suspect. And again, Patrick Beverly was a no-show for us this game. He said this was a front office loss, not getting any shooters. That is true. The only good news is that the more we continue to get embarrassed early on, the more likely it is that they make a trade or something. But this was embarrassing. And on opening night, they opened the door for us to walk in, and we just basically kept one foot in the door for the first half, and they shut the door in the second half. Because in reality, we should have got out to a huge lead in the first half, but we didn't capitalize. That was a play when we were coming back in the second half that pretty much epitomizes this whole team right now. The dysfunctionalness from this team. Listen, LeBron James usually makes this pass 10 times out of 10, but instead of lobbing it up to AD for the dunk at the rim, when we're making a nice little run, we're only down 12, he turned the ball over, and then they come back with a 3, puts the game away. Stuff like that, they're eventually going to have to get on the same page. But I want to see more of LeBron and AD two-man game. We don't see enough of that, you know. But let's see what Laker Nation has to say. What's up, Michael? He said, what's good, Dan? Sad display of Lakers basketball. This looks like the same thing from last season, so I'm wondering who's really in charge. Is Rambis and Genie running things behind the scenes? You know what, man? They all have to, at the end of the day, they all have to take a slice of the pie. Everybody. This has been a team effort as far as building this team. LeBron James signed a contract extension. I thought he was going to hold the Lakers hostage to made a trade, and he went ahead and signed it. So obviously he's signing off on this stuff as well. Rob Pelinka got the premature extension from Genie, so I'm not happy with that. Yeah, this should have been a prove-it year for him, and they gave him that premature extension, so I'm not happy with that decision. Rob Pelinka, the way he built this team, too many guards. Wings have just cooking us, man. You know, Andrew Wiggins, Klay Thompson, they're all bigger than us, and they cooked. You know, Draymond Green didn't even have a good game. And Wiggins had 20 points, 33 for Curry, of course, the golden child. Klay Thompson with 18, and then Jordan Poole. So we really didn't stop any of their big three. That's why we lost, to be honest with Jordan Poole with 12 off the bench, easy ones too. So the Lakers didn't really listen. For a team that's predicated around defense, we didn't play much of it tonight at all. And again, I told you guys, man, the only thing I was skeptical about with old boy Patrick Beverley being acquired by the Lakers is he's not going to get away with a lot of the dirty antics he got away with on other teams. We get called for everything, as you can see. You know, maybe if he would have went to the Warriors, he would have got away with some of that stuff because they sure as heck did tonight. But tonight, I didn't like the rotations, guys. I didn't like the body language from a lot of players giving up on plays, not getting back, complaining to the refs. We're going to need a trade sooner rather than later if they continue like this. Now, I do want to see what adjustments they make on Thursday, all right? I haven't given up on the season yet. I'm still excited. I see some good things and a lot of bad things, more bad things than good. But I did see some really good things as well. I don't want to go with the small ball crap, though. I want to know, what does Laker Nation think of small ball? It's not working for me. Kyrie Simmons, appreciate the super chat, bro. Said AD refuses to take the keys. You know what? My problem with Anthony Davis is even Andrew Bynum, when he was a Laker, he would demand the ball. I mean, he's infamous for, telling Sasha Vujacic, posting up and be like, give me the fucking ball. Like, I would like to see some of that fire in AD because he had it going in the first half and kind of disappeared in the second. Now, he still ends up with 27 points. It looks good on the stat sheet, but let's be honest. Neither him or LeBron really had great games. All right, they had great moments, and obviously it translated to stats. But what I mean by great is I expect a lot more from them and efficiency as well. And AD had a great first half, but the second half, like I said, he kind of disappeared. And he does not demand the ball. A lot of times, it's also the selfishness of the guards. They're trying to go one-on-one all the time. I didn't like how Lonnie looked either tonight. As hard as I was on Russ, and he had some good moments, but he also had some bad ones, some boneheaded plays, bad passes. Again, LeBron, Russ, and AD, they all got to cut down on turnovers. But, man, it's a culmination of things, right? We need more camaraderie. And how do you build that? You got to throw out a consistent lineup. So I'm curious to see what Darvin's going to do the next game. Is he going to throw out the same lineup, or is he going to mix it up and give us more of what we saw in the second half? I prefer the second half one. That had Kendrick Nunn. We had a little bit better floor spacing, and as a result, we made a decent little run. But that third quarter, that was our ender right there. Dan, do you think we win this game with our 2019-2020 roster? Oh, for sure. That's a championship team. And somebody told me this, and I forgot who it was. My bad. Apologies on Twitter. But they said, Dan, the Lakers, I wish that we had some consistency as far as keeping players for multiple consecutive years to build some. Because to be honest with you, it also hurt us the fact, and there's no excuse. This is not an excuse. All right, the Lakers should have put themselves in position to win tonight, but we got sloppy. But I told you preseason, man, missing all those games really comes back to bite you in the ass. And that's what the Lakers did. They missed hella games, right, in preseason. We didn't even know what the lineup was going to be tonight. That's not good because we're getting more of what we got with Frank Vogel last season, right? And I'm not saying Darvin Ham is Frank, two completely different coaches. There were some good things. He called some solid timeouts, and we made runs out of those timeouts, which is a sight for sore eyes. We didn't get none of that last season. That was a good part. And he made adjustments, like, although he should have made them a lot sooner from the start of the game. But at least in the fourth quarter, he gave us, I'm sorry, the second half he brought in a different lineup, at least, because that starting lineup was bad. We really lost the game the moment we plugged in that starting lineup, if I'm being honest with you guys. He said, why can't all the Warriors shoot and defend? What the F? I mean, listen, give them credit, man. They build extremely well. I will give, Peter and Joe Lacob, them dudes, rich bastards, man. Listen, give them credit. They build extremely well. They get guys that fit their system. In contrast, us, what are we building here? Because we were all confused by the, and to be honest with you guys, I've been confused by every single move this offseason. I told you guys the biggest acquisition we had was Darvin Ham. And but you also need the right players to fit a system. If we're gonna play, the 4 out, 1 in, we're gonna need some floor spacing for that, so that you can get that one man that's in the paint space to operate on a one-on-one basis and make the defense pay. We can't make the defense pay. If you notice, a lot of the times guys are hesitant to shoot because they're shooting like crap, and so now the defense can easily readjust itself. Even when one of our star players drives and kicks, it looked like nobody wanted to shoot the ball. So yes, we need to trade for a shooter or two, and we need to make sure that, again, the way we built this team this season so far, not a good start, but they still have time. Let's see what they do. I don't want to over calculate here. He said, we're going to beat y'all senseless. I have no idea who we is and y'all is. No clue. Are you the Warriors fan or I don't know. I don't know what that means. Liz says, I agree with everything you're saying, Dan. Thanks, Liz. I appreciate that. But look, I'll say this, guys. There's going to be a whole lot of negativity talking about, this front office is trash and blah, 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 blah. And although I agree that there is a lot of good criticism to be had and to be thrown around, like I said, the blame pie has to go around. The season's not over. It's one game. And there were some good things tonight, okay? There were some good things. We saw AD. He's back, okay? He's about to start being dominant. But we need to feed him when he's hot like that the whole game. That was a key for me. I said he needs to get over 30 points. We didn't get that key to the game. Another key was we need to stop the splash bros or whatever you want to call them, and we didn't do that. Even Wiggins went off. I told you, Wiggins is a part of the new big three. He always tends to kill the Lakers. He ends up with 20 points. Yeah, he got most of those on the back end, but still, 20 points is 20 points. And he was very disruptive on the defensive end. So we didn't stop him either. Jordan Poole came off the bench, did his thing. He basically accounted for 20 points if you count the 5 assists. Curry did his thing, and even Clay chimed in. So they had a big four. Not only did we not take away 2 of their big 4, but all of them showed up. So there's no way we could have won at that rate. Jose Ortiz, appreciate you, bro. Thanks for super chat. He said, Pat Bev, I'm here for defense and to shoot threes. Also, Pat Bev over 4 and 4 fouls. Yeah, not a good showing. But listen, I still have hope for him. I still would like to see him in the starting lineup and Russ off the bench because Russ gave me hope tonight. Russ, at least he attacked and played with some heart. Yeah, he still had the boneheaded plays and stupid shit he did per usual, which is why everybody wants him out, including myself at times. But at least he played with some heart. If he could, bring that same energy off the bench, and we can, I've been calling for this since last season. If we can scatter his and LeBron's minutes and we can separate them, I think we'd be better off. But again, it might be a lost cause. It might be just better off to trade him at this point. He said, who y'all got next? Not really. Y'all ain't won shit. So whoever you're talking about hasn't won shit, so I'm not going to know who it is. I mean, how many championships, do who we have next have? So, I mean, I'm not even going to address that, man. But I appreciate the free money. Thank you very much. Come again. You can talk smack as long as you super chat. He said, Carson, who is your team? He's a stinker fan. And by the way, he likes the Broncos. So he's in a loserville boat right there, man. He likes the Broncos and the Clippers. Talk about an unhappy marriage. You're probably fighting at home, man. I don't know. I would hate to be you. But hey, look, whatever. It is what it is, man. But look, listen, at the end of the day, I'm not worried about them. The Lakers have to show up. They have to adjust. How many games can they continue to get embarrassed. We got embarrassed versus the Kings. Now we got embarrassed versus the Warriors. The third one is the charm. If we get embarrassed versus the Clippers, I don't care who you trade, but make some damn trades. All right, we cannot get embarrassed versus the Clippers. All right, we got to come out here and show some damn pride. Yeah, I don't know how anybody could flex being a Clipper fan. That's a fact. That is a major. That's crazy, bro. But hey, we live in a crazy world nowadays. He said AD is not a 4. AD is a 4, not a 5. He says it every year, and no one listens. Yeah, facts. I agree. I agree, man. I think it's about time we start listening to Anthony Davis. He doesn't even play like a 5, and he's very injury prone down there, down low. If you let him bang down low, it's very scary. You know, is Thomas hurt? Yeah, Thomas Bryant is hurt, unfortunately. But what I question is, he played a lot of Damian Jones, and why haven't you played him, Coach? Questionable decision making to start the season for him, but I'm hoping he adapts. If not, I'm gonna have to go in on the new coach, and I don't want to do that. I want to give him time. He said he's thinking about trying out. Good luck. If you're a shooter, the Lakers don't want you, man. We want none but slashers and point guards. He said, I'm sorry to say, Dan, I don't think the Lakers team is good. I hope I'm wrong. Look, I'll say this. It's definitely a different team than last year. It has a similar feel. I mean, these little fake phantom runs, comebacks we made are trash. The Lakers cannot, I've said it from the beginning. It's key that we get out to good starts this year, right? Because you expending energy and you risk injuries from your star players trying to always come back and play extra hard on the back end. And teams just shoot with a lot more confidence when they're leading. I don't know what it is. Maybe because there's less at stake. They have that nice little cushion. Whatever it is, teams like the Warriors, they tend to shoot a lot better when they're leading the game. So we got to come out and get quick starts. The key to getting quick starts, though, is playing through our strengths. Tonight, we did a good job of doing that through AD. However, the floor spacing was trash. Russ and Patrick Beverley is a no-go for me. All right, even Russ and LeBron is a no-go, but at least if you're going to have them, subtract Patrick Beverley because the floor spacing then is really, really bad. Really, really bad. Mark said, my Raiders, Dodgers, and Lakers are depressing me. I feel you, Mark. I feel you, bro. But hey, listen, it's an 82-game season, and this was only one game. I don't want anybody to go crazy just yet. I know it's a bad start. All right, and I'm not making no excuses. We play like crap, especially in that third quarter, and that was a bad flashback of last season. Because last season we had shitty third quarters. We can't have those. So hopefully, they make those adjustments. But what I saw here tonight was a team that just got thrown into the fire again, just like Frank Vogel was doing last season. So I want more consistency from Darvin. And I'm telling you, after 10 games, I'm really going to judge this team because I need him to, between those 10 games, to find out the right units that gel together and which ones don't, and stick with that. We need to stick with that. Only make adjustments if we get hurt. And I understand we've gotten hurt, but Damian Jones, he started a couple games. He didn't start tonight. Why? Right? Is he going to start next game? And what about the game after that? So I want to see the pattern of coach before I truly assess what type of coach he's going to be for us, right? But I like a couple of things he did. He called timeouts at the right time, and we got the right plays that put us back in within reach tonight. Dan, why did we extend Rob Pelinka 4 years? That's still the biggest question mark. I cannot answer that, bro. I don't think anybody in Laker Nation could answer that. The Jeannie Buss's answer, to be fair, I'll give you her answer. Her answer was that she needs some stability, right? Like saying we need to have a sense of direction. And, some people have even speculated that maybe this way people won't try to swindle us in trades, knowing that he's here for the long haul. So you can't just rip him off as a last minute desperation type of thing to keep his job, right? So again, there is no explanation for that extension, to be honest with you. I actually thought he should have been on the hot seat this season, especially if he didn't build the right team. No excuses, You say you are too negative, man. It's just the opener. The season is so long. Me? I'm too negative. I think I'm being pretty positive. What do you guys think? Positive or negative? I think I'm being pretty positive. There's a lot of, you want negativity, go on Twitter. There's a lot of people already hitting the ejecto-cito button, man. I'm actually being pretty fair, but I'm gonna call it like I see it, man. And I'm telling you what the Lakers need to work on. We definitely need shooting. Obviously, I still keep saying, I've been saying it before the season started. I still feel like we're a trade away from being a legit. But yeah, if you think I'm negative now, if we lose the Clippers, you're gonna see real negativity. So you better hope we win that game, brother. Is it Kawhi's closet is bigger than AD's real street clothes. Facts. Facts. Kawhi is street clothes, but I don't even watch TNT because I'm usually here with you guys while that stuff is airing. And Chuck is just a clown. He's a jester, man. You can't take him serious. But I heard Chuck was talking a lot, talking about, oh, we made it miserable for Russ to play basketball, and AD sucks, and he's street clothes, and this, and that. All right, I hope that they, keep that same energy if we turn it around this season. And hopefully we do turn it around because there's a lot of people that want to see us fail, man. A lot of people. Shout out from Youngstown, Ohio, man. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you, Laker lady. Yes, I appreciate you. Yes. Shout out to my sis. She said, positive. You're just being realistic. It's just a fact. The fact is we have a lot of gaping holes, and the fact that we took preseason games off didn't help. So even though I wanted the Lakers to win and I was hopeful and I believe in the team, I even brought out the Lucky Laker jacket, 0-for-1 on the jacket this season. But even though I was hopeful, there's a side of me that was like cautiously optimistic, but then still cautious, right? Because again, my biggest concern is that we haven't had enough time to gel at all, right? And the injuries aren't going to help because they're going to mess with whatever camaraderie we were building, if even there was that. So Christopher says, yo, Dan, I love my Lakers, but I don't want to see them always get blown out, and I don't want to see them blown by under 500 teams, man. I miss Lakers domination. I agree, Christopher, and I think you're not going to see that very much longer. If the Lakers sit on their hands, let's just say the first 10 games we're below 500 and they're sitting on their hands, guess what's going to happen? This guy and a whole bunch of other angry mob of Laker fans is going to head over to Staples Center, and we're going to be there, man. We're going to be there just chanting and be like, make a trade, or worse. It might get worse. So I know they're going to feel the pressure because even if I have to put that shit on them, it's going to happen. We don't deserve this, guys. Every 3 years in a row, we can't have it. 2 years, we give them a pass due to injuries and all that. It's still not a pass. We're still hard on them. But, we got a long way to go if we want to get back to where we belong, right? And I believe we can get there, but LeBron's going to have to chime in too. He's going to have to tell the front office, that's not what you guys promised me when I signed that extension. AD's going to have to chime in and say, my contract's coming up in a couple of years. Get those shooters, get the players we need. Jeannie's going to have to, she's going to have to muster up some courage and tell Rob, hey, Rob, I give you that extension for a reason now. Don't make me look bad. And Rob's going to have to strap down and say, hey, what would Kobe do? Kobe wouldn't sit on these picks. He's going to make something happen, right? So it's a collective team thing now at this point, man. Jonathan Reyes says, no more different roster every year. Stick to one. A lot of fans, you know what? Thanks for super chat, bro. A lot of fans are saying that. A lot of fans are saying that we need to have some consistency. And I kind of agree. I feel like we the biggest fuck up we have had was we had the championship team in 2020 and we didn't give them a chance to defend. As you can see, the Warriors, for the most part, brought all their core guys back and even added some new firepower. I mean, JaMychal Green, I believe, is a new acquisition, a good one to start off the season. Who else did they add? They added Dante DiVincenzo, so he kind of fits their system as a defensive three-point shooter type guy. So they added some pieces that fit their system, and that's the thing, though. You don't have a system without the right players. What are we trying to do, right? Lakers have all these guards, but none of them can really shoot. So what are we trying to do? We need shooting guards, right? We need shooting guards to be out there in the perimeter. Hey, shout out to my boy Randolph, man. Hey, thank you so much, brother. He said, I'm still dedicating this season to my pops, man. Rest in peace to your pops, bro. Hopefully Lakers give your pops a winning season, man, because that's all the Laker Nation definitely deserves it, man. But yeah, bro, thank you so much. Appreciate you, bro. RIP to your pops. And by the way, we got some real OG Laker fans tuning in here, and we got some younger ones as well. But what I want y'all to know is that the Lakers brand of basketball always, whether you're young or old, one thing we can agree on is that there's always a high standard. This is why we're so critical of this team. Call us crazy, call us negative, call us whatever. But at the end of the day, we have a high expectation, even this season, right? People are saying, oh, just tank, blah, blah, blah. Listen, we have a pick, but it's a pick swap. Meaning, even if you get the first pick, it's going to go to the Pelicans. So there's no point in tanking. That's number one. Number two, we have a good enough team. Listen, you have Anthony Davis and LeBron James. They both seem healthy to me. Although I will say this, LeBron did look a bit older tonight. But I know LeBron from the years he's been here. He always ramps up the season slowly. And Cleveland fans can attest to this. You LeBron fans that have been following him his whole career, especially now that he's older, he ramps up around, he really kicks it up to around, September. No, I'm sorry, November or December. Around there is when he starts ramping up. But when he really kicks into high gear is the next season. Not next season. I'm sorry. January, February, right? Right before March and all of that. So, but we need to have the right supporting cast around him so that he doesn't have to overexert himself, hence risking injury. We cannot forget that he's 37, going on 38, right? So gotta be smart, Lakers. And in order for that to happen, listen, Kendrick Nunn gotta be better, man. Kendrick Nunn had hella turnovers tonight. Listen, if we're already gonna have 12 turnovers combined from our stars, we cannot add an extra 3 from Kendrick Nunn. The role players got to take care of the basketball more than ever. That's what they call role players. They're supposed to not overdo it and stick to their role. All right. Lonnie Walker did not impress me at all tonight either. At times he had tunnel vision. There was times when AD was wide open under the basket like this, and all they had to do was dump it over the top to him, and they were kicking out to the perimeter or try and drive 1-on-2. And again, that can't happen, guys. That cannot happen. Our role players got to stick to the role and play smart basketball. Their role is Lonnie Walker and Kendrick Nunn's role is to knock down open shots, attack when they see holes, and when obviously the stars set them up. But mainly, their role is to make it easier on the stars. How do you do that? You hit your open shots and you make the right passes when available, right? Your job is not to be a star, Lonnie Walker or Kendrick, so they can't overdo it. What are your thoughts on AD's game? You know what? Good question. I thought he had a great first half and he kind of disappeared in the second half, which I don't like. But a lot of that was on the guard's fault because a lot of times I saw him demanding the ball, but he gets discouraged. He just goes like this. Bro, you need to yell at him. Just like I said earlier, Andrew Bynum was like, give me the fucking ball to Vujicic. Same thing with Anthony Davis. He needs to get in his teammates' ears, man. Let him. Look, I'm dominating the first half, yo. I got 15 points at the half. I need to at least end up with 30. If I couldn't replicate that, that was a failure, and he didn't replicate it, right? He only ends up with, 12 points in the second half. He ends up with 27 in total. That's not good enough. I said one of the keys to the game was get him over 30 because can't nobody stop him. And they couldn't in that first half. We went away from what was working, and that's a sign of selfishness. And again, we're going to have players that might not need to be on this team that are looking for their own stats. The Westbrooks of the world. He got his stats, but we got a loss. Is he going to be happy about it? I wouldn't be, right? Now, Westbrook, some people might say he had a good game. He had 19 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists. Okay, but he was still negative in the plus minuses just like everybody else. And not only that, like I said, the 4 turnovers from him is way too much. Got to keep that below 4. Okay, we got to keep that below 4 no matter what. So, in reality, I feel like nobody really had a great game. They had an average game. Like we expect 27 and whatever from AD. We expect 30 and whatever from LeBron. But I really wanted to see a 40-point game here. I wanted to see an efficient game from Westbrook. I wanted to see limiting turnovers. Right away, as soon as Jordan Poole came in, we start turning the ball over. He knocks down 2 straight threes that were momentum shifting because we were right there. We were knocking on the door the first half, and then as soon as the turnovers came in, just like I said in pregame, they knock down those shots and it kills momentum completely. So Lakers got to be better, man. And we have another shot here. The beautiful thing about regular season is it's a long season. So we got a long time to figure this out, guys. One step at a time. It is only one game, but that's not an excuse this season. This year, we're going to basically break down every single game and everything, man. Brian, he said, I saw things that we can build on tonight, Dan. I believe we'll be okay. Better, more tenacious defense. Start and finish the game like playing the fourth quarter run and more from the bench. What I did notice as well, to add to your point, Brian, is that the Lakers are much better when they're in transition, which we're going to rely on defense. And I've said this before. We need to rely on our defense to get us easy buckets because in the half-court sets, if we're rolling out lineups like Patrick Beverley, Russ, and Lonnie Walker, the floor spacing is going to be extremely poor and it's going to get ugly, right? Especially when the refs were allowing the Warriors to get handsy all over AD and LeBron tonight. So they got away with everything, you know? He said, I can't wait when the Warriors' attention is over with. What are we talking about here, brother? Is Westbrook attitude that brings the team down? There might be something to that. I will agree, Craig, that I wonder if you were able to subtract Westbrook, will we look a lot better? Because that's what it looks like sometimes. Even though he played a decent game and he showed some heart there in the second half, he still has too many knuckleheaded turnovers and just, poor plays. He's still missing layups early on. But he wasn't the only one. I can't just pinpoint it on him. I cannot just pinpoint it on him, man. That's all I can say about that. He said this game won. They just won a championship, and they have better chemistry. We have a lot of new players, and we still need to gel. Laker Nation, chill. We will get there. Hopefully so, Sal. Thank you so much, brother, for the super chat. But I will say, man, no more excuses. This whole we need to gel or we're injured, these are just excuses. Lakers fans want to see results now. I'll say that. But yeah, there are some positive things we could take out for sure. My boy Jenkins says popularity-wise, when they become a rebuilding team. Oh, I feel you, man. But that's probably not going to come till the end of the Steph Curry era. And the way they're surrounding this man with talent, he might go another 10 years, man. I hate to say it, but they're surrounding this man with talent. James Wiseman still hasn't came into his own. Jordan Poole just starting to scratch the surface of what he can be. Jonathan Kuminga still, he's a young pup, and Wiggins can still get better. So, I actually think they're better without Draymond. Once they get rid of him, I think they can take off an extra gear. They're going to be younger, more athletic, scrappier, and they could all knock down shots. So they're a very dangerous team. But the whole as long as they don't resolve the Draymond situation, I still don't have them repeating. If they resolve that early, like trade them away, or you see the team chemistry start getting better or whatever, for whatever reason, then maybe they have a shot. But the talent is there. But for me, chemistry matters. And right now with the Lakers, I don't see that chemistry. I really don't. That 2020 team, we had amazing chemistry. There really wasn't no characters. People were afraid that Rondo would bring some negativity. But Rondo, when he respects your coach, your star players, and your team, like he did the Lakers, he bought in. Right? That's the difference between him and Russ. I don't think Russ respects a lot of things about the Lakers. He don't respect the fact that he's always in trade rumors. He don't like the media. I don't think he likes his fans. So Russ is not happy here, and it shows with his play, right? He forces the issue. He looks like he's trying to get the stats sometimes. So it's all bad, on that part. And that might impact the team for real. He said, LeBron is the point guard. Please trade Russ. Yeah, that's something we're going to hear all season long. We're going to hear trade Russ, trade Russ, trade Russ. And I think it'll eventually happen, but when, that's the real question. Sooner rather than later would be preferable, so we can start really getting the team chemistry down pat. He said Draymond and Poole seemed fine tonight. They were dishing to each other. I mean, yeah, for now, but what's going to happen when they start losing games and the finger pointing and the tensions are going to rise, right? If I'm Jordan Poole, Draymond better not even look my way. He better not even talk to me dirty no more, because Draymond's very outspoken. But if I'm Jordan Poole, I don't even want to talk to you, bro. Go talk to somebody else and then relay the message through them. That's the energy I would give him, because he knocked me out in front of the world. So, yeah, that's just me, though. But, hey, maybe Jordan Poole's a bigger person, and maybe, he can turn the cheek, literally. But, yeah, we'll see. Dan, what's your starting five next game? Well, we're going up against the Clippers. They have some size. They got wing depth and all of that. So going small against them is not a good idea. I would start Patrick Beverley again, give him one more shot, because he stunk it up this game, got him foul trouble. But if he can redeem himself as his ex-team, this will be a great opportunity. I'll start him. Hopefully he gets pesky on them. I think he can make a bigger impact on the Clippers. They're not the same elite three-point shooting team that the Warriors are, so they're going to have to get to the basket, and that's where Patrick Beverley can be a better pesky defender. So I will start him. My shooting guard would be, I say, Austin Reeves. I still like his defense, and I like the way he plays off of LeBron. Doesn't need the ball in his hands, and he's a very unselfish player. So I prefer unselfishness over selfishness. And then at the three, I would actually like to get a little bit bigger, right? I would like to go, if they're going to play LeBron and AD at 4 and 5, then I would like to play Juan Toscano there, because Lonnie Walker didn't give the spark with the starting unit. And I would bring Kendrick Nunn, Lonnie Walker, and Russell off the bench as a three-headed, guards primarily. That's what I would do personally, but I don't know. Still, we got a couple of days to figure it out. He says, sub Dtlf, so disappointing night for us Lakers fans, man. This small ball lineup crap needs to stop. We are tired of it. Dan, is Anthony clumsy? Do you think he's always falling? He worries me. He is a bit clumsy. That's unfortunate, but that's just who he is, man. I just hope he stays healthy. Just please knock on wood, Laker Nation, because we need him healthy this season. The starting lineup was probably the biggest factor in tonight's game, because, again, if we would have got off to the early start, maybe we get a little bit of momentum. Maybe those shots start falling. We get a little, pep to our step, some swagger, but it didn't, right? We didn't. Obviously, the floor spacing was bad. Even LeBron, I felt like he was settling at first and then eventually got aggressive as the course of the game. But, again, he's older, so I give him that. I think he'll need he'll ramp up as the season proceeds, right? He'll keep ramping up as we continue throughout the course of the season. But, all right, I'll take a couple more questions before I get off, guys. I'm extremely hungry, man. I lost my appetite watching a Laker game. I didn't even eat. So I'm going to go eat as soon as I get off of this. He said for the Lakers, Dave McMiniman tweet about Russ said, what did Dave McMiniman tweet about Russ? Let's see. Let's find out what old Dave said. I'm curious because everybody's blowing up my phone right now. What did he say about Russ? Let's see. Russell Westbrook said he absolutely, when asked from Dan Wokey Sports if he thinks coming off the bench played a part of him injuring his hamstring in preseason finale. You got to be kidding. See, this is what I mean, bro. All right, that might be the last straw for me with Russ. All right, this is selfish bullshit I be talking about. Did y'all hear? If he thinks coming off the bench played a part in him injuring his hamstring in preseason finale, Westbrook said his routine changed and he wasn't sure what to do pregame. Felt his leg weren't warm enough. Okay, yo, I can't defend this man anymore, bro. Get his ass out of here, bro. That's crazy. Really, though? You got injured because you came off the bench? Stop. Literally, this new generation got to stop with the excuse making. Yeah, I think he might be one of the main issues. All right, because that is exactly what I don't want to hear. As a Laker fan, we heard this bullshit last year when Frank Vogel was on. Now you got a coach that believes in you, and now you're giving him this crap, bro. You're basically throwing everybody under the table. You're blaming the coaching staff, bro. Take responsibility. Come on, yo. I don't know. I don't know if they can trade him or not soon, but yeah, that's a bad attitude to have. What you mean? The routine changed, bro. You're a grown ass man. You're a grown ass man. You adapt. That's like me saying, I don't want to go to work because I went from cashier to mopping the floor, and I think I tweaked my ankle because I walked over to pick up the mop. Like, come on, yo. That can't happen. Not here, not for Los Angeles. Maybe if you played for the Clippers, that would have been acceptable, but not as a Laker, man. Come on, Russ. We've been plenty of kind to this man. We waited. I've given him plenty of opportunities. Y'all can't even say I'm hating on the man at this point. Yeah, that's some bullshit. Yo, I'm gonna let y'all just take over the comment section because, like I said, I'm hungry, and hearing this only made me more frustrated. So I'm gonna get off. But I might drop some content tomorrow just based off of this, man, because this is ridiculous. So I'm gonna go ahead and see what they said and all of that, and see how everybody reacts. But yeah, yo, that energy right there, that attitude is not Laker material, to be honest with you guys, man. And whether you be mad at me and DM me hate mail again, like last time, listen, Russ' personality he's never gonna change. He keeps proving it. He just blamed an injury on the coaching staff for benching him. That's pretty ridiculous. But all right, that's gonna wrap it up for me, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, man. I appreciate y'all. Don't forget to hit the like. Subscribe if you already haven't, and I'll see you guys here hopefully sooner rather than later, but if not, pre-game for that, Clipper game versus the Lakers. So let's see what happens then. But definitely sound off on this whole Russell Westbrook situation. I will be reading your comments over the next couple of days, maybe replying to most of them. So I want to hear it. Are we overreacting on Russ, or is this dude really just the cancer of the team? Is he the main problem? Because we haven't had winning basketball since we traded for him. So sound off, y'all. Let me know, Laker Nation. I always love hearing y'all opinion, man. Y'all family. One game at a time, man. We're going to get through this together. I look forward to Thursday's game, though. We better beat the Clippers. That's all I'm going to say. We better beat the brakes off of the Clippers. And then, it's going to be a lot more optimism coming from my side, all right? All right, Laker Nation, thank you so much. Have a great night, guys. Love y'all. Peace.